The idea that Barack Obama is not actually a natural-born citizen of this country is not just so ridiculous that the Supreme Court, even when pressed by a reactionary justice like Clarence Thomas, refused today to hear a lawsuit making that contention. It's so ridiculous that even a far-right commentator has urged his side to drop it, and drop it fast. Our third story in the countdown, the Obama citizenship blowback, with Arianna Huffington joining me in a moment. First, the SCOTUS turned down a chance to rule on D'Onofrio v. Wells today, the bizarre claim by a New Jersey man that Obama's father's birthplace, Kenya, makes Obama a dual citizen of the U.S. and England, and thus, for some reason, not a natural-born U.S. citizen. Still out there, another series of annoyance suits over the Obama birth certificate, which the state of Hawaii has already verified, along with the far-right website WorldNet Daily. But overarching the legal details, does anybody think this is a good idea? Uber-conservative David Horowitz writes, the continuing efforts of a fringe group of conservatives to deny Obama his victory and to lay the basis for the claim that he is not a legitimate president is embarrassing and destructive. What difference does it make to the future of this country whether Obama was born on U.S. soil? Advocates of this destructive campaign will argue that the constitutional principle regarding the qualifications for president trumps all others, but how viable will our Constitution be if 5 Supreme Court justices should decide to void 64 million ballots? It is not conservatism, it is sore loserism, and quite radical in its intent. Respect for election results is one of the most durable bulwarks of our unity as a nation. Conservatives need to accept the fact that we lost the election and get over it and get on with the important business of reviving our country's economy and defending its citizens and, by the way, its Constitution. Joining me now live from the Los Angeles Bureau, Arianna Huffington, founder and publisher of HuffingtonPost.com. Arianna, good evening.
Good evening, Keith. Incidentally, I am not a natural-born citizen.
And it's a huge difference, obviously. But this is the first time that you or I have ever agreed with David Horowitz. But he really expressed one element of this perfectly, and I'm startled to say I'm proud of him for doing so.
I'm proud of him, too. But on the other hand, Keith, just note a certain line in what you read, which is the line, whether Barack Obama is a natural-born citizen or not. I think that line is completely unacceptable. It's like saying whether the earth is flat or not. Barack Obama is a natural-born citizen, unless you believe there was a massive conspiracy the moment of his birth between Hawaiian state authorities, his parents who had this amazing foresight to know he was going to run and become president of the United States, to manufacture some kind of birth certificate that has been decreed legitimate. So we should not even allow that kind of line or that kind of reasoning, which has also permeated some mainstream coverage, like the Chicago Tribune, that says some, however, remain dubious.
Well, you see what it did to the Tribune. Sorry.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
The Hawaii state officials who say that obviously Obama was, as he was, born without any question there. This birth certificate has been verified. It's out there for everyone to see. WorldNet Daily said they saw it. The Brooks Jackson group, factcheck.org, said they saw it. But with all the verification in the world and even getting David Horowitz to write another column meeting your specifications in there, is there ever going to be enough proof, or is this actually going to be a theme for the far right for the next 4 or 8 years about Obama?
Keith, I think there will be some people who will never believe that Barack Obama is a natural-born citizen, in the same way that there are some people who still don't believe that evolution is real, or that the earth is not flat, or people who believe that they are a fried egg or that they are Napoleon. They normally, though, tend to be in institutions, and we don't spend time discussing them. And that's the difference here. So I think we actually have a responsibility to not give them much airtime, if any, and to actually acknowledge that this is one of those few cases in life where the truth is solidly on one side and there is no other side.
Well, now, all right, then we'll switch topics to the other side of this equation. The court already obviously decided one presidency, that of Mr. Bush's, and Karl Rove is now claiming that that decision meant that there were, let me read this quote, a great many of the political actors in this town who never accepted him as a legitimate president. He says that in his new book, I've got behind-the-scenes episodes. They're going to show how unreceiving they were of this man as president of the United States. I'm going to name names and show examples. Who would care if they're named on this list? I mean, first of all, it's going to be a long list. And what's the news in it? What does Karl think he's telling us here?
Well, first of all, it's going to be a very, very long list, and it's going to include many Republicans who have repudiated the Bush years. But right now, Karl Rove is kind of following Orwell's line that he who controls the past controls the future, and he's trying to rewrite it in some way and try to salvage something from the Bush legacy. It's going to be a very, very, very tough job. And I think that even Karl Rove, who tried to rewrite the future already, remember he was on Charlie Rose telling us that it was the Democrats who wanted to go to war in Iraq. So he's tried at many different points during the last almost 8 years to ignore the facts and present his own reality. But I think it's getting harder and harder to live in a Rovian universe.
Especially because now he's taking a point that obviously negates his first point, which was that the Bush administration has been successful. Now he's essentially saying, well, it couldn't have been successful because he was picked on because some people thought he was illegitimate.
I know. So this is also a little bit what the president did with Charlie Gibson. Remember, he had never before said that invading Iraq would not have been the right thing to do, even without WMD. And during that interview, he said he wasn't prepared to actually say what he would have done if he knew there were no WMD. So they're all very busy scrambling and rewriting, but it's not going to make any difference. It's too late for that.
Arianna Huffington of Huffington Post, of course. Always a great pleasure, Arianna. Take care.
Thank you, Keith.